Before this video begins, I'd just like to give an extra special thank you to my patron, the Beast Boss. Links to join the Patreon can be found in the description down below. It was recently my birthday and I got a few Doctor Who things, so let's talk about that. Okay, so like I just mentioned, it was recently my birthday in the past week or so. My birthday's on the 24th of October, and naturally, because a lot of my friends and family know that I obviously like Doctor Who, I got a few Doctor Who related gifts, and so I thought I'd just do a quick little video to kind of talk about what those gifts were, just because obviously it's a Doctor Who related thing, and there's channels about Doctor Who. I'm going to discuss some of the gifts I got. Obviously not all of the gifts were Doctor Who related, but I'm going to discuss those that are, and there's also an extra bonus gift in here that's kind of related to the channel as well, and not technically Doctor Who related, but I'm going to talk about that as well. So the first one I'm going to talk about isn't really specifically a birthday gift. I actually paid for these myself. I bought these myself. They just happened to arrive on my birthday, which is a really nice coincidence. So I'm counting them as a birthday gift, even though I paid for them with my own money. And those are the brand new figures for the 15th Doctor and Ruby Sunday. So I've got them right here. I was going to kind of not bring them up first, just because I wanted to leave them on the shelf, because I've got to try and stand them up again. But here's the 15th Doctor. These are the Vortex edition figures. I can't really show them very well because they don't seem to be focusing on here, but this one is for Ruby Sunday as well. And these are just great figures. I was planning on doing a whole video about specifically these figures, and I might still do that in the future, so I'm not going to talk about them too much here. But these are great figures. Character Options have put a lot more work into these figures than they had in the past, and they've got some really great articulation in them, which they didn't used to have as great articulation. They've done it in a bit of a different way. Both come with a lot of accessories, which is really nice. So the 15th Doctor's got his sonic screwdriver, psychic paper, and he's got the landmine from Boom as well. And Ruby Sunday's got her bag and her phone as well. There's obviously the standard retail versions coming out in the future as well, which are basically the same figures, but they're painted differently, and I think they don't come with the accessories. I do already have the standard retail version of the 15th Doctor pre-ordered, because I pre-ordered it before these ones became available, because I think it was accidentally listed a bit early on Toy Street. But I'm debating whether or not I need to cancel that one. I probably will, because I don't really need another 15th Doctor figure, so I could maybe do with having the money back. And I was planning on actually selling this Ruby Sunday one, and basically these two figures you have to buy together, and I really only wanted the 15th Doctor, so I've still got the boxes for both of them, and I was planning on putting Ruby Sunday back in the box and like selling it on eBay. But now that I've got the figure, sorry, she can't stand up very well. Now that I've got the figure and it's actually a really good figure, I think I am going to keep it. But we'll see. I'm going to keep the boxes either way, just in case. I'm probably planning on keeping both of these figures now, and I'll just debate whether or not I want to cancel the retail version of the 15th Doctor figure. So that's it for them. Like I said, they're not technically a birthday present, so I'm not covering them too much in this video. They just happened to arrive on my birthday, and I might do a whole separate video on these in the future, because I was already planning on doing that. So that's it for those. The next one is something I've not actually seen before. It's my girlfriend got me this, and it's a Canine audio annual. Basically, I think a few different canine stories. So it's 7 colourful adventures featuring Canine in the company of Sarah Jane, Brendan, and Lavinia, the Doctor, and Romana. Not sure who all of those characters are. I'm assuming maybe there's a lot of them are classic ones, but I've not really. I still would have thought I would have heard of them. So maybe they're just original characters for these stories. And so it's got 2 CDs, and the running time is 2 hours 20 minutes. So it's read by John Leeson, who obviously voices Canine, Bonnie Langford, who's obviously Mel, Dan Starkey, who's like Strax and some other Sontarans and stuff like that, and Jeffrey Beavers, who I believe is the master from The Deadly Assassin. I think it is the crispy master, basically. Yeah, I'd not heard of this before. I got it bought for me, but if I can figure out how to play these, because I don't have a CD player, I'll eventually do that at some point and see what it's like. And so the next thing, before we get on to the main gift, or the main thing I want to talk about in this video at least, is I have a piece of the Tennant era TARDIS console wall. I believe this is from like the wall, the bit kind of in between all of the roundels, so the main bit that the wall is made out of, and it's just a little kind of, I guess, 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter potentially square of the TARDIS console wall from David Tennant's first era, basically the whole TARDIS from the original RTD era. And it's got a certificate of authenticity on the back, so it should be real. As far as I can tell, it's real. It's been signed by Matthew Doe. I'm not entirely sure who that is, whether it's someone who worked on the show or whether it's just someone who can sign it for authenticity reasons, but that's very cool. I've got a piece of the actual David Tennant TARDIS in my office now, so that's very cool. And the final thing is a sonic screwdriver. I'll give that away. It's in this box here, so you can't see what it is right now. This is very cool. I didn't expect it to come in such a cool box. I thought it was just going to come in some cardboard box and I could just stand it up, but it's got a box with the actual Doctor Who logo on it, a 3D printed box, which is a really nice nice touch and not what I expected. And I'll just get it out now so you can see which sonic screwdriver it is. So for a lot of people, you're not going to be surprised what this sonic screwdriver is, because it is my favorite sonic screwdriver. Especially if you see my profile picture, it's going to be very obvious what this one is. But it's the 8th Doctor's, or I guess technically 7th and 8th Doctor sonic screwdriver from the TV movie. Now, you might be thinking that I already had that sonic screwdriver, and yeah, I do. You can see it in the background there. I have it. That is the actual toy version, the official toy version, which I've had for a while now, and it barely even works. I'm actually going to go and get it. Hang on. So I bought this one off of Depop a while ago for about a tenner, I think, something like that, and I haven't changed the battery since I got it, so it's very, very barely works. It just buzzes for like a second. And it, you know, it is cool. It's the official toy version. It was like the closest thing I could get at the time. But I wanted a better version of this sonic screwdriver because I love it so much. And so that's what I've got off of here. This one is from Etsy. And the reason I wanted this one is, well, first of all, it is 3D printed and made out of plastic, which is very similar to this one. Obviously, it's not 3D printed, but even with that being said, it does feel a bit shinier and look a lot more like metal than the actual toy version. So that's really cool. A bit of an upgrade that I wasn't really expecting, because the main reason I got this is that it has the extendable kind of bit above the neck, the extendable neck section, which is one of the things that is missing from the toy. You can't even pull down the collar on this toy like you could with the, I believe, 3rd and 4th Doctor's ones. I did literally get it just for that reason. Eventually, I'd love to have like the proper like metal version that also has the extending top as well. I don't have like a spare £200 or whatever it is to spend on that, but yeah, it's just kind of got like a little button here. So it's very simply kind of designed and made to do this, but I just love that it has the extending kind of emitter, and that's literally the reason why I got it. But it also comes in such a nice box that I wasn't expecting, so I am keeping it displayed in the box because of how cool it is. I'll make sure to put on screen and maybe even linked in the description which Etsy store this has come off of, because I can't remember exactly who made it, but I'll make sure to have that linked somewhere. But yeah, so I now have another sonic screwdriver in my collection, a better version of the 8th Doctor sonic screwdriver, and that now means I've got 2 versions of the 8th Doctor sonic screwdriver, which is obviously my favorite sonic screwdriver, as you can tell from my character in my profile picture and stuff like that, and from my sonic screwdriver ranking video as well. I think I put that in S tier. I'd be surprised if I didn't. So yeah, that's it in the box, so I'm keeping it in the box because it's very nice. So I'm just going to move all these out of the way and put them back on my shelf. These are going to be a pain to stand up. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the main gifts that I got that are Doctor Who related. Like I said, if you do want me to do a full video on the 15th Doctor and Ruby Sunday figures in the future, I will do that, so just subscribe and let me know in the comments down below if that's something you'd like to see. But the final gift, I'm actually going to have to take the camera off of my laptop here to show you what it is, but as you might be able to see, hang on, down there, wait, down there is what appears to be a TV on the floor there, which is what that is. Basically, since I moved into this office, into this new flat, I've been using a really bad old small TV as my secondary monitor for my setup. So for my birthday, I did also ask for a 2K monitor. I didn't want 4K because it seems a little bit over the top, but I've got a better monitor now that I'm just going to show off. So there it is, this is the monitor, and this is the setup. So this is my MacBook on a little stand with all the stuff plugged in there, and then this is my monitor that I've been using. So it's quite nice, quite a bit bigger than what I was using before, and I probably don't really need it to be that big, but I couldn't find like any other kind of 2K or higher monitors that seemed any smaller than like, I think this is like 27 inches or something like that. So this was the best I could find, at least for the price point as well. It's very nice. It's by MSI. I don't know any more details to it than that, but it's definitely better than what I was using before. So that's really nice. And going to be very helpful for video editing and stuff like that as well. The only thing is I need to figure out how to actually get the refresh rate to be as high as it can be. It's currently capped at 30 Hertz at the moment, and this is meant to be able to go to up to 170 Hertz. But I think it came with a DisplayPort cable, whereas I only have the input in my like hub, like laptop hub at the moment for HDMI. So I think I can get a DisplayPort to HDMI cable, and that should do it, but I'm not 100% certain if that's going to work yet, so I'll have to do some research there. But yeah, that's pretty much it for all of my kind of Doctor Who related gifts that I got for my birthday this year. Like I said, I'll probably do a separate video on the 15th Doctor and Ruby Sunday figures in the future. If that's something you want to see, let me know in the comments down below. And if you want to see my thoughts on the newest 15th Doctor sonic screwdriver, I'll make sure to have that video on screen now.